Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toffee Bluecast. This is match reaction. Everton 0, Fulham 1. Now, you know what we do. We leave it a day after. We let things simmer down before we do the match reaction. Because after the game, you can be a bit hot-headed because we all don't like losing. And then we let things go into our heads properly. And then we drop a match reaction. How you doing, Paul? You all right? You okay, Paul?
Yeah, I'm all good. I've moved upstairs this evening because I got visitors round. So glad we could still do it and dissect all the happenings from Saturday.
Yeah, we have got we might have a little bit of a connection issue because, like I say, we have changed where Paul's gone on this one. He's got the visitors, like he's just said, but just work with us on the connection thing, and we'll still give you a good match reaction on this. So, first of all, I just want to put on the screen here because I think this is quite important because it's something that's just happened after the game. I will address you lot in the comments as well. I'll give you all shout outs. Stay with us because we do need to hear what you think throughout this tactical analysis of the Everton performance. But yeah, I just want to drop this first of all. Everton, the way Mope tweeted this, and by the way, this should never, ever, ever, ever happen. It's disgusting. And it really is disgusting to do this. But the way it was tweeted is like an Everton fan had done this. But this is what's happened, and it does say on it that it's a Fulham fan. When you have a look at it, I've just got it on the screen here. I'm putting it up now. There we go. So it's small writing there, but it's just some stupid idiot. Looks like it's a troll account. I hope your mum is in a grave to Neil Mope, and it's a disgusting comment. And Neil Mope's come out and said, "This is how you get treated when you don't score." I think he thought it was an Everton fan at first, but then underneath the comment says, "I'm a Fulham fan." Since then, Everton have come out and said, "We don't take this. We're going to be investigating into it," which is good. So they should. It's disgusting. Shouldn't be in Neil Mope's comments after the game, after him saying, "We tried, we go again," basically. And then Fulham come out also and said that, probably because they realised the comment says it's Fulham. And then also, I've got it here as well, that there was a few, this is what happened on Instagram. We like to keep you up to date with the latest, because sometimes you'll see stuff and not know what actually went on. And because we have quite decent Twitter accounts, we get to know a lot of stuff. And obviously, Neil Mope, Decore come out and says, "We're with you, brother." Garner Gay come out and said, "We're all together." This is just a response on what the stuff that Neil Mope had to go through in his comments. It was disgusting. And then the next thing was, I think Onana jumped on it as well. All the Everton players said it's disgusting and put an end to it. But yeah, I just want to give that a mention to say, like, if you ever see anything like that, just call it out and put it to bed, because it's disgusting. It was a Fulham fan, but stuff like that. If a player doesn't perform well, talk about his performance, talk about him getting better, but do not go into the family or go into anything like that, or go to give them insults on themselves. It's disgusting. So that's to bed on that. I just wanted to say that it's just disgusting. What did you think on that, Paul? Yeah. What did you think on that one, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we, think that we always go through a game and we say, "Oh, that was a bad miss," or "It was bad this, that, or the other," and there's no player that is exempt from that. From fans having a discussion about the game and saying what the performance like. But I'm not going to talk about a player's mum, or I'm not going to wish death on him. Do you know what I mean? There's a very distinct line between having an opinion on a performance or a game and then taking it too far. And that's obviously too far. And the troll themselves said that they were a Fulham fan. And it's just wrong. And he's right to call it out as well. And I hope it's easier said than done that they're dealt with. But as long as people aren't saying wrongly that it was an Everton fan, because, again, it's just something to make all the fans look bad, isn't it?
Well, I just wanted to make the point because I did think the way it come out, the way Mopay put it out, which he should, but the way it come out was like it was an Everton fan. It didn't say who it was. So you just presume it was an Everton fan in the comments. But then when the Everton fans looked into it, the comment underneath, which isn't showing that much, is that it's a Fulham fan. He said he's a Fulham fan and he's a complete troll. So one comment like that will hit the headline, hit the news, and it'll be like, all Everton fans are disgusting. This is what Everton fans are like. And it just gives us a bad reputation. So you just got to put it out there that it was complete bullcrap that it was an Everton fan, it was a Fulham fan. But it just shouldn't happen. It's disgusting. We should always say you shouldn't do stuff like that. And that's what I've done. I will put that part to bed. The next topic, Paul, before we get started, is the 15-minute absolute mayhem that we've had today. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I caught up on it. I was late to the party. I got there in the final stages, if you like, but it's been a Jack Harrison Jack Harrison afternoon, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been absolutely crazy. I'm jealous of the people that missed it. I really am, because if you wasn't online in those 15 minutes, you would just get what the end news was. But if you followed it from the very start, I mean, all the reporters had come out. So this is a story before we start our match reaction. Harrison, which was news to us, we didn't expect it all of a sudden out of the blue. I didn't even know this. Harrison has in his contract that you can loan him to buy. Didn't know this. I didn't even know until it come out like this morning. And all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, this is new news. Everton are in for him. They can loan him. You don't have to pay no fee. All you have to pay is his wages, which I think is about 50k a week. Not big wages, so it's good deal. And I'm really happy. And I'm like, yes, I'm happy with this. He is injured for about 4 or 5 weeks, which we know. And normally it takes a while for him to have the medical. The rumours was that Jack Harrison's having a medical today. So we're like, whoa, he's having a medical. We're all happy. We're all announcing Jack Harrison, as you do. And then I'm getting excited. I've already said he's going to do well. I've given him a big tweet saying welcome and all that. All of a sudden, Danjuma, Sissoko moment, boom. They then come out and say to us that Danjuma's having a medical, but Aston Villa have rang up, who have had an injury on their left-hand side, and said that they want him, that they want Jack Harrison. So Jack Harrison's then gone and said, right, he's having his medical, and he spoke to him, and he's on his way to there. He's literally on his way to Aston Villa. Jack Harrison is, and then we're all like, "Oh my days!" Aston Villa, Europa League, the squad that they've got, the potential that they've got. He chooses between them or us, because Aston Villa had also put the deal down with Leeds as well. So it was one of those deals where it says, Jack Harrison, you choose who you want. Everton have offered the deal. Aston Villa have offered the deal. Who do you want to go to, Jack Harrison? Now we're all just thinking Aston Villa. So it's done then. Everyone's saying bye to him. A couple of minutes later. This is all in 15 minutes. Couple of minutes later. I've literally just said to someone it's done, because Fabrizio even said that Jack Harrison is choosing Aston Villa. He'd even tweeted he's choosing Aston Villa, and I'm DMing people saying no, he's choose them. Someone sent me a DM on Jack Harrison saying he's a Liverpool fan. He's a hardcore Liverpool fan. They showed me one of his tweets when he had a debut against Liverpool. He says it's amazing to play against a club you've supported all your life. So I'm thinking he's definitely going to choose frigging Aston Villa over Everton if he's a Liverpool fan. So we're having that conversation. I've just learned that he's a Liverpool fan. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, go back on my feed, Benj in the bubble, dropped to space, and tweeted, I get on the space. And then they say Jack Harrison was on his way to Aston Villa. then the Aston Villa manager didn't know that his injury was that long, which is stupid. I don't even understand that. But they need someone now because they've just picked up an injury. Yeah. They didn't know that Jack Harrison was going to be out for 5 weeks. They thought it was going to probably be about 2 weeks. And obviously they need someone now. So, so they pulled out of it.
Yeah. Well, Buendia is the player that they want to get cover for because he's just done an ACL or something. So they wanted Harrison to come in and fill that gap, but he's not going to be able to fill that gap for, a month and a half or whatever. So they pull out again. We're in. Yeah, we'll have you. Oh, hang on. No, we can't. We're off again.
So they pull out. Yeah, Paul just said the player. Yeah, and then they pull out, and then now I still don't trust it. I don't know whether there'll be another hiccup until it's just done my head in. It's been a complete frigging stressful moment, stressful 15 minutes because I really do want him, and then I thought we lost him. But don't forget, before all this as well, we thought we was going to get him, and then no talks was mentioned again. So it's crazy. But yeah, the news is that it looks like, by the way, I don't know until pen's to paper, until we see him signing the deal. It looks like the Jack Harrison is going to come to us loan with the option to buy, which is cracking business. I know he's out for 5 weeks, and I know the main thing is that we need a striker. But I also think a player like that, you've got to think future, as a cracking signing for us. He's just an upgrade on everything we've got. And I hope it does happen. Are you hoping that can happen, Paul?
Yeah.
You happy with him?
He's a half decent player. Will he get ahead of everyone that we've got so far? I'm not too sure. But it's better to have him. It's better to have him. Hopefully his injury isn't going to last too long, and when he comes in, he can do a job for us.
Well, I looked at a lot of his stuff, and he's played some really good football on the right. I mean, he's a left winger, but I've watched him play on the right, and he can cut in, and he loves to have a shot with his left foot. Anyway, Jack Harrison does. It's because a lot of people are worried, because I know you're probably thinking the same. We've got Dwight McNeil coming back on the left. So will he get in over Dwight McNeil? But then we've also got Nonto that might come in as well. So it's just going to be, Harrison's been playing number 10 as well. It's just a cracking option and a cracking squad player, and someone that's probably got more of a clinical edge than what we've had. Now, talking about clinical edge, let's get into this bloody game. Let's get into what we're supposed to talk about. I just covered those things because I know it's 2 things that might get mentioned in the comments. I'm just going to give you a shout out now. Let's have a look at you all. Hi, Ian. Let's have a look. How you doing? You all right? Stay with us because I need your stuff on this. I'm going
to try and swap places.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just some. By the way, people, sometimes in the house, his signal goes, and he's tried a different place today because he's got people come over from Italy, and it's just killed his signal a little bit. But yeah, he's going to try and swap places. I'll remove him for 2 seconds, and then we'll carry on. But I would like to say, you people work with me in the comments, and we'll see how it goes. And then Paul will come back in. Just giving you all a shout out. Emma Davis, how you doing? You all right? Good evening. Normally Paul's signal's bang on, but we're just struggling today with the change of place. But don't worry about that. He'll get it sorted. Paul's still in the shop thinking about Mope's attempts. It's just his signal. It's delaying, and it looks like he's in shop, but he's not. He's like normally on the ball with that. Typical Everton, though, very apparent. Right, let's do this then. Join in with the comments as well. I'm just waiting to see if Paul setups right before we start. The way we do this is I'll put up every big moment in the game, most of the big moments in the game. So we'll show the first half big moments. We'll show the second half big moments. I'll put it on the screen to give you a good visual of it. And then I want your comments. I want you to comment about what you think of it. So we can say what we thought about this moment. You can say what you thought about this moment. We'll give a complete review of the game. And then we'll get it all out of our system if we are angry about stuff. But we'll try and finish on a positive, because I feel like you've got to move forward. And that's what you need to do, is finish on a positive. So that's the way we will do it. get Paul back in. How you doing? You sorted it?
Change look. I hope so. Change location. There's a bit echoey about in here.
No, it's a lot better. I can hear you now.
There you go.
People thought you was monging, but I just said it's not. It's not that. It's a signal. There you go.
I'm all right now.
Paul, we just got a comment here. Boot the visitors out of the house, Paul.
Well, he was round before. He was round before. Was Hopi, so it's his fault.
I goes. Are you sure? Are you sure you can do it, Paul? And he goes, "Yep, I am not missing it. I am not missing it." But there's just a signal upstairs. But we're bang on now anyway. So let's get into the game, people. I need you in the comments. Paula, how you doing? Everyone, get involved. You will like this. We do a good analyze of the game we do. So let's get into this. Right. I should have the stuff now. We will cover every part of the game. Join in. I want to see your comments and stuff like that. By the way, no one got the score predictions right because everybody said we was going to do better than what we did this game. Right. Here we go. 2 minutes in, Paul. Let's get started. Come on, Everton fans. Let's review this game. Let's get to business. Let's sort this out. Here we go. 2 minutes in. Neil Maupay, Everton. This is, by the way, this is what they say. Neil Maupay wastes a big opportunity. He controls the ball after a nice low pass and shoots from a good position. That's Neil Maupay's shot. This was the first chance in 2 minutes. So you comment in the comments what you think on this, and me and Paul will say what we think. I'm going to go through every chance, by the way. And this is a good way to review it. What do you think on this then, Paul?
Yeah. It was good. Hey,
you happy?
Well, we were all, I think after that, we think 2 minutes in, oh, here we go. You know, Maupay's going to get one today. And it wasn't a bad shot, just wide. No, not necessarily, no. Half chance that, I would say. He's got two defenders near him, bad angle. If he got it in, it would have been surprising. He got close, But after that, you think it's going to get better. We were lulled into a false sense of security, I think.
Yeah, well, the angle, like you say, it wasn't the best. He's took it down. We just got a comment there saying...
I was just going to do that one, yeah.
Yeah, read that one out, Paul, sorry.
After that shot, I thought, oof, he's looking sharp. How wrong I was.
He took it down quite nice, and that's what they said there. The control was nice. He took it down, and it's one of them. You've got to just get everything perfect to find that bottom left-hand corner. It nearly, if you look at where he put it, it nearly did go in. It nearly did go in. It's 2 minutes in. Yeah. We've come out fast. We're all guns blazing. And I'm happy here. At this moment, I think, right, we're going to get... This is better. Maupay looks like he's on it a little bit more. Everton have come out looking better than Fulham. So I'm happy at this point. Jamie's just said he wasn't going to come on. He's still not happy about it. You'll feel better after. Come on, this is therapy. Emma Davis has just said, I was preparing to eat my words. Sorry there. I was preparing to eat my words after my rant when the team sheet came out. Yeah, I generally thought Maupay was going to score that, and we'd all be like, oh, we was moaning about Maupay playing, but he's just gone and scored straight away. So that's, like I say, that's 2 minutes in.
Well, I think we were all a bit down about the team sheet. I think we were all a bit down about the team sheet when the team came out. See Keane and Maupay in there. It was a bit, okay, here we go again. And but then after that 2 minutes,
well, this is the next moment now.
You never know. Here we go.
So we've gone 2 minutes into the game. Like you say, I think we was down with the team sheet, but Everton didn't come out like they was down. I don't think the atmosphere was like, oh, let's see what happens. But this is why it's good to go through the game, because if you go through the game, you sometimes change your mind on the overview of the game. You need to proper break it down. This is 5 minutes in now. 5 minutes in. What do you think on this one?
I thought this was more guilty than most of Maupay's, to be honest. I thought he had a few touches.
Good save.
He took too many touches, if anything. He could have shot 2 touches before that. It's a good save, but I mean, I just think, I mean, look at the contact for a start off. He's not caught it properly. If you look at the picture on the left-hand side, I mean, there's plenty of things that he could have done there, which just would have given him a better chance to score. I think his build up to that, there was 2 or 3 touches before the actual shot.
Yeah,
And
I
that put
can't
him in a
put that
bad
on. I
position,
wish I
which
could.
then to keep Leno was able to save it then. So if anything, this was one of the more gilt-edged chances, I think. Should be ruined
See,
this one,
this
really.
is why it's
But
good to
again,
get
2
different
minutes, 5
opinions.
minutes, good chances. Yeah. But 5 minutes in, we've had 2 good chances. You think, here we go. It's going to go well, this.
This is why it's good to get different opinions as well. Drop your opinions on the screen. Decore always plays with his head down, so not surprised he never saw Garner. Did you see Garner available on this one? He's got to shoot there, but he's just got to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, he was on the right-hand side, wasn't he? It could have been like a 3-yard pass, and then James Garner could have put it in.
Paul
I
has just
think
said the same.
to be honest, I think most people would have had a shot, but I think he could have had a shot earlier. So it would have, that Garner option wouldn't have even come into play. So that was what was frustrating me anyway.
Yeah, I think when you break it down and you watch it, if it goes in the back of the net, you say nothing about Garner. But I think when you watch it on the highlights, you see Garner because he misses it even more. But I generally think that should go in. But one thing I will say is the only thing on me, I've showed there where the keeper, it just hits his toe. It's going in. Decore goes across. He goes the right direction where the space is on the goal. It's so close. It's not the worst miss, I don't think, of Amalia, but I generally do think he should definitely be scoring from that position. You're not going to get much better chances than that. I'd love to see a bit more composure and a little dink.
It's because
something like that.
He's too close to the goalkeeper when he has his shot.
Because of his touch at you.
He should have had his shot at least 3 or 4 yards further back, and then it opens the angle up of how much space he's actually got. Because he got that close into Leno, the chances are that he was going to hit him. Probably the only place that he could have got the ball past him at that point was through his legs. Because he's proper wide gaping there, isn't he? He's leaving a proper gate.
Like you say, if the control was better, he's probably hitting it early. And if he hits it early, he's not going to be so close to the keeper. And the shot's easy. I love the comments. Keep these comments coming in because we break the game down. This is the good analysis of the game. This is the way we do it. Put time in as well for you to have a proper look at the game here. So this is 2 minutes in. We've just had the Mopé chance. We just said we feel good. 3 minutes later, 5 minutes in, Decore has this chance. We're analysing the game. This isn't a bad start, is it? You can't really ask for much more than this, can you? To get in these positions, good passing, pressing high, and it should be, for me, like you say, the Mopé one, you said not that easy, but it could be 2 goals, couldn't it, if your luck's going here? Everton's on.
I mean, on another day, and quite rightly, if I mean, like Eugene says here, if you have someone who's got a better track record, or you've got someone who's a bit more confident, or anyone, then we could potentially be 2-0 up inside 5 minutes. And these were obviously the only two.
Scores that. I think Dele Alli scores that. I think Dele Alli knocks that in. I think they're the sort. Decore is Dele Alli's position, and I think. By the way, though, I'm not going to slate him there because I think he was our best player at the start of the game, and the reason we had so many chances is because Decore was pressing and he was running, busting his balls to turn over the ball and pressure them in defence, which created a lot of chances for us. So I think Decore was doing fantastic. He just needs to get that clinical edge, but I'm not going to grill him too hard because that Bournemouth goal was fantastic. So, yeah, that's 5. we move on a little bit now. So we've gone from 2 minutes to 5 minutes. We've had the Mopé chance, the Decore chance. Now, we're still playing well here. Still playing well. We're on top first half. We're all happy. No one's not happy here. It looked Fulham haven't had a shot on target, by the way. We look like we've completely got them. And it's a matter of time before we score. Then this happens 35 minutes. So keep telling us what you think in the comments. This happens. This is where the Royal Rumble happens. Oh, no, this was 35. So we had another chance. This is before the goal. This is before the goal. 35 minutes. What do you think on this one then?
Yeah, I mean, I think actually this is people might have a bit of a moan about this, but I think he's got minimal time in this one because it's played.
I
It's
think it's
actually
his fault, though,
played.
Paul. I think it's his fault.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I get it. I do get it. I think when the ball's played through to him, and he gets the touch on, Leno's out quick. So for a start off, give some benefit to the goalkeeper. I think if you've got someone who's confident again, someone who's got a better track record again, then maybe it ends differently. But we're again in that position. We've got people in the 6-yard box who are getting in a position to score, and that hasn't been the case. Do you know what I mean? It hasn't been. We haven't been a team in the last few months where we've had lots and lots of chances. Whereas in this half, not second half, in this half, we actually did create a lot of chances.
We've had some cracking chances. I mean, that Decore chance and this, I think this is the one that really frustrated me. And by the way, we spoke about the Mopé stuff at the start. You're allowed to look at his game. They get paid a lot of money, and us fans pay their wages. We're allowed to look at the game and analyse them. We're allowed to do that. We're not allowed to insult them or personally or anything. But a footballer that gets paid 50, 60K a week can expect a bit of criticism if his game's not on point. And for me, I generally think Mopé would be really unhappy with him not scoring that. If you look at the left picture where he receives the ball, he's took a dodgy touch, he's hit it dodgy, and move on to the right picture where the keeper is. Generally, he doesn't hit it hard enough. It's a casual tap. It's kind of, for me, it was an arrogant finish. It was like not that hard. Do you know if me and you was in the front of goal, how excited we'd get to score? We'd smash it in the back of the net there. You just rifle it. You drag it over the line to score. And the connection was poor for me. It was really, really poor. I think this chance did frustrate me because I felt like where he had it, where the keeper was. If you watch it back, I can't put the videos on, but if you watch this chance, Mopé, any other player against us, I'd say any other striker in the Premier League gets that chance, he scores. We pay for those chances, we do. They end up in the back of our net. Well, they had one chance in 70 minutes, which we're going to show. One chance in 70 minutes, and it ends up in the back of our net. I just feel that after chance in this, we should score this.
How many times has that happened though, where we end up, where teams miss a chance, other team goes up the other end?
You know scores. You're going to pay.
It happens all the time. You've just got to take those chances.
That's why, yeah, but this is why I said this before the start, Paul. I said it on the channel. Every shot matters. Every chance matters because you will pay. It bites you in the arse. I said this. It will bite you in the arse. I said it before at the start because I knew it happened so many times last season. If you can have the best first half in the world performance-wise, but it means nothing. The team can just switch it on second half, own the second half, get a goal, and your good first half means nothing. Whilst you're on top, you've got to get something to show for it. At the minute, we've had 3 chances where we could have scored, and we've got nothing to show for it. The score's still 0-0, and Fulham are just still at that fresh level line with Everton. So I generally think he should have scored this, and I think that's what a lot was angry about. But like I said, don't insult him as a person. Don't take it that direct. You've just got to say, work on getting better. That's all you've got to say. You've got to take your chances a bit more. That's all you say for me on that poll. In the comments, what have they put on this? What do they
think? When I heard the stat about him, well, it was basically anyone else who starts up front, we end up winning the game. And maybe, maybe not. We won't know for sure. I was going to say, he reminds me, when I heard the stat about him not scoring in 23, 25 games that he's played in. You remember Diego Forlan, the Uruguayan guy?
Yeah, I remember you mean, yeah. Man United.
He was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Went to United, ended up with a similar record, didn't score for 28 games or something. Ended up leaving Man United. Went to, I think he might have gone Valencia. Someone tell me what it is properly. But then playing for Uruguay again, back in the side, scoring for fun, scoring some great goals. So sometimes it just doesn't work out at a particular club. And there's got to be a point where either it turns around, which we're unsure it's actually going to happen, or Dyche has to give the lad a break and play someone else, you know?
I generally think if Everton can get some results going and we're on top and you bring him on and he starts adding a goal, say you're winning 1-0, he comes on, scores the second, or you're winning 2-0, he comes on, scores the third, and you think, yes, his confidence grows and he's not got so much pressure on him. And he comes on feeling like there's no pressure and he scores, he adds to the goals and you build his confidence like that. I don't know. You've got to keep whilst you've got him, you've got to play him. But at the minute, it's getting worse and worse for him, I feel. I don't know. Like all the players have just tweeted that it'll come. So that's the feelings on that.
Yeah,
a lot of saying though.
I mean, the thing is as well. I mean, like you're saying, we're putting so much pressure on the lad starting him when he could come on the last 20 minutes and actually run his ass off, because he's not one for chasing down a lot, is he? And he's particularly not one for chasing down a lot if he's starting the game and then thinking, oh, I've got at least an hour here. I'm not going to chase down every ball, but he might actually put a bit more graft in if he was just on for the 20, 25 minutes. You know, give someone else a chance who's not had a chance yet, play that role. I mean, you can't lose really that either that player, whoever it be, comes in and does a good job. Do you know what I mean? Or that person doesn't have a great effort, but maybe Mopé's got less pressure on him because he's coming after someone else. I just think you need to give the lad a break. And so does Dyche. Dyche is the first one to be able to do that.
Yeah, it does help. Like I always say, it's not any of the players' fault. It's the football. It's Everton's fault because the way that we've not had a striker. If a player's out of form, you should be able to have someone in so he can regain his form. But because Everton are so low in that position, we're forcing him in even if he's not out of form, and then it gets worse and worse. We don't look after players, in my opinion. I don't think we do. We've seen that a lot last season. So Mopé, I definitely think we need another striker. I hope he does start scoring. I really do. But I'm always behind him. When he started, I wasn't happy to see him there. I wasn't, because I generally feel like he's struggling to score and he's not that clinical. But I was behind him and I wanted him to prove to us that it's a fresh start this season. So I was like, come on, Mopé. But he'd missed, like I say, he missed a couple of chances that you think, oh, we've got to score them. It's about Everton doing well. This is a big game for us. So we're moving on now. The time is 36 minutes after all those chances we've just shown. And this is the biggie into. I had a massive rant on this on a space last night. I was fuming. It's just absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I haven't seen or heard anyone connected or not connected to Everton that has said this is a foul, apart from Stuart Atwell. You know, I mean, Starks isn't backing in. You know, he's literally stood there. He's just had a grapple with a defender. You can't even see Leno. Leno's come over the top of him, knee in the back, arms over the top.
We clattered him there.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I tell you what, Robinson there, 33, is thinking, it's all right. Leno's got it. It's Leno who's dropped it. You know, Tarks has done bugger all there, and we're on the arse end of another decision like it.
You can't like get out of the way of players. I mean, say a corner comes in the box and the keeper comes out. Do you all have to move out of the keeper's way so he's allowed to catch it with a free path? If that happens in football, you're going to end up with no one in the box. Everyone move the keeper's line. He's got to be able to run his line. And if anybody's in the keeper's way, then you're fouling him. Imagine if football was like that. This is just taking the rip for me. The keeper's come out, he's caught it. And by the way, when you've got it in two hands, even if you clash a player, you can still keep it in two hands. It's not hard to keep the ball in your hands even when you're clashing a player. He's took Tarkowski out. Tarkowski's just literally saying, right, I'm going to get clattered here. He's leaning down. He's not even looking at him. He's got no intention on anything. And he's got completely clattered. And then the keeper's dropped the ball and Keane's got on it and scored here. But then they start coming out of excuses that it's hit Tarkowski's arm, even though the keeper slammed it onto his arm and his arm's by his side. And then other excuses, they start saying that that because the referee blew his whistle, you can't change the decision, which does make no sense to me whatsoever. Tell me what you think in the comments as well.
Pointless. I was just gonna say, and hope he sort of beat me to it in the comments. If you look at where the referee is, and then look at where the keeper and Tarks is, his vision's blocked for a start off.
Good pitch by me, that isn't it?
So he can't. He can't actually see the whole incident. Do you know? And there was one other thing that I read, and I don't know all the ins and outs. My gripe about VAR is not the technology. I think the technology is brilliant. I think it's really good, and I think it'll only get better. The problem is the people who are using it, and this was shown in this information that I found just someone tweeting actually. The person who was on VAR during our game was actually one of the younger, newer referees. And there's a suggestion that, because Stuart Atwell's one of the more experienced referees, that person on VAR is not going to question him for something like that. Exactly. I mean, all the things. I
didn't know that. That's good information.
Yeah. Well, I hope it's right. Someone tell me if not. But if that's the case, that's not a VAR mistake, is it? That's in general. I mean, the fact that angle there, I mean, look at him, he's like this. The referee's like this, look above a player who stood in front of him. It's just frustrating completely. And we just get done again, don't we?
There's a comment there. Again. Emma Davis says more of a foul on Tarkowski. Completely agree with you. Roger said, blowing up based on guess who shows how awful he is. It just fumes me. It's ridiculous, that is. And like you said, what you just said, a younger person, they bottled it. You generally, I've noticed after this today, by the way, a lot of stuff went to VAR. I feel like they know that it was so wrong that a lot of stuff today that I've watched went to VAR. I've watched all the games today because I just watched me football. I like me football. But I've watched all the games and everything went to VAR today. Everything. The referees went to look at screens. This game stopped after this. For 3 minutes, it stopped. And the referee's not even gone to look at a screen. You should be looking at stuff like that. That's what it's there for. It's a goal. You're deciding on whether we've scored or we haven't. So the referee should, even if he thinks he's right, there's no harm in him quickly going and having a look at that screen. Like you say, if his vision's blocked, go and have a look at the screen, double check it. And I generally think that was a goal. Everyone thinks that was a goal. Like you just said, Paul, everybody thinks that was a goal.
Yeah. I tell you what's really bad about how bad it is. Mike Dean says it wasn't a foul and the goal should have stood. Mike Dean. That's how much it should have stood and how much a mistake it was on the referee's part. Mike Dean, for crying out loud.
Can't just, that's if just something.
If he's agreeing with us, something's obviously wrong, isn't there?
Well, you can't not. That's the thing. Sometimes you get something where you say, I can see your point on that. I can see your point on that. There is no point to say that is a foul. No reason whatsoever. You can watch it a million times. It's not a foul. Yeah. Right, we're going to go off this one because it winds me up. But by the way, this was 36 minutes and it would have been a perfect time for Everton to score. We'd had loads of chances. We're still pushing. We still look like we can score. We would have gone 1-0 up 36 minutes. It was a game-changing moment for us, Paul. Wasn't it? This was.
Yeah. Because, I mean, an Everton side, particularly a Dyche side, 1-0 up is a completely different ball game, if you like. The attitude changes. We're tighter as a unit. We've got something to hold on to, which we're quite good at doing. It's getting that first goal. Most of our games are about getting that first goal, and it just changes the mentality, changes the set up the side, the attitude in the players. And that's our sliding doors moment, if you like, because that goes in 1-0 up, get to half time 1-0. I think Fulham would have struggled to have broken us down because at half time, they'd had pretty much 70% possession. That wasn't Everton with total control of the ball and creating lots of chances in that way. It was pretty much winning the ball from Fulham in the middle of the park and then creating the chances through one or two quick passes. Actually, our press was quite high at 1 or 2 points, which was quite good. The likes of Decore pushing up, Anana one or two quite high up as well. And that would have. So I don't know whether you lost me there.
Yeah, we had a little bit. Had a little bit of a glitch on you. I was hearing your bits and bobs. I wanted to catch what you said, yeah, but we had a little bit of a glitch. No, I agree. Like you say, Dyche's football is massive. You don't get many chances. We're quite solid defence, so you know when you do score one, we can stay on top. And I just feel that Dyche works to get that goal, and it once if we that counted, I feel like it would have suited us, and we would have known how to win the game. We probably would have sat back. They would have come on to us, and we had counter-attack football to catch them out. So it generally 1-0 would have made a big difference to us, and it would have changed the game completely. Now it's half time. What are you thinking at half time now? We've just had all those chances. I'm thinking we're going to pay. I am. I didn't want half time to come. I always say this with us, Paul, and I always say it like we take about 10, 15 minutes to get into the game. 10, 15 minutes to get into the game. Then we get chances. Then we look really good. And then literally you don't want the half time to come. You don't want them to go and sit down and come out and have to get into the game again. And generally, that's the way I felt then, because we were so on top. It was only a matter of time that we scored. I've just showed you we've had 4 or 5 good chances there. They've had none. They haven't even had a shot on target first half. And I'm thinking, bloody hell, we've had like 5 good chances. They've had no chances. We should have something to show here. This is going to bite us in the arse, because Fulham have got Mitrovic and the other lad that you like that come on. What's his name? Forgot his name. He come on second half with Mitrovic.
Well, they started.
Good players on the bench.
Yeah, Jimenez started up front. You know, the lad from Wolves, who actually is going through a very similar run of form as Mopé is. To be honest, he's not scored for bloody ages for Wolves or obviously yet for Fulham. So, but they've got some strong lads up front. They've got some tricky fellas in Pereira and lads like Willian as well.
It's funny you say that, because literally we're on the second half now. We'll carry on. People keep commenting on the stuff. And by the way, like and subscribe. We do a lot on this channel for you Everton fans to get a good analysis after the bloody game. Say the word right, Daniel. But yeah, this is it. After you've just said that, who hits the post? 58 minutes there, look. Jimenez. Yeah. Probably one he'd normally score. Like you say, he's out of form like Mopé, another one that normally bangs goals in for fun for Wolves. Always gets goals and then just hasn't scored for a while.
He actually scuffed it when he got the shot. It was a bit of a scuff that he actually took and came off the post. So, but it's just that's a little sign that if we don't take a chance and we score soon, it will come and bite us back on the arse.
I'm shitting it here. I am, because I'm thinking like we played so well first half. We haven't come out the same second half. Fulham look a bit more confident. They've come out better second half. We've had this. It's good to do these freaking match reactions, because this is what happened last season, by the way. We talk about a good first half, and then second half, the first chance is the opposite team to make us pay. They've hit the post now. Alarm bells are going. I'm thinking, come on, Everton. You've got to step it up. What's your thoughts on this, people, on this chance? It hit the post. Pickford wouldn't have had it. He scuffed it like you've just said, Paul. But sometimes they go in, don't they, those scuff shots? I seen...
I think what...
Bellingham scuffed one last night. I was just going to say Bellingham scuffed one last night for Real Madrid and it went top corner, yeah. So the scuff ones can go in, can't they? And this is like that, isn't it? It is like that.
Yeah. I think what was happening as well is that Fulham had a lot of possession in the first half but didn't do anything with it. Actually, we had more possession in the second half overall, just about. And Fulham did more with their possession this time. They created at least at least 3 or 4 chances. I mean, they had 8 attempts in the second half. 2 were on target, 6 were off target. But if you think of 1 or 2 that they had, this one hitting the post, a shout for handball against Tarkowski, the goal.
Yep.
There's a couple that went over the bar. So there's, we're controlling the game a little bit more in possession, but Fulham, with their possession, are doing more with it. And actually, looking at stats and stuff, I was going to say, looking at stats and stuff, I wouldn't have expected the second half to have produced better stats than the first, but it did. We had 9 attempts in the first half. We had 10 in the second. And we had 4 on target in the first half. We had 5 on target in the second. There's key moments again. So we did stat-wise played as well,
We did react well to that. I've just shown that chance that Yilmaz has. And normally, like you say, you think, right, Everton respond now. That's a wake-up call. They've just hit the post. And this is straight after 68 minutes. Patterson finds himself in this position. It's a cracking shot by Iwobi, by the way. Iwobi cuts in, nice shot. You wouldn't expect him to do what he does. He strikes it nice. Keeper has to palm it away. Keeper palms it away into Patterson in this position. And Patterson's there and he hits it and he ends up hitting the crossbar. Should have scored again. This is a good position. I know I always say crossbar, you can't blame them, but how many chances we've had in it in the crossbar? Do you think Patterson should have scored this or?
Oh, yeah. I mean, strongest foot, keeper on the floor, goals gaping. He's going to be more angry than anyone at that not going in, to be honest. I saw a shout on Match of the Day about he should side foot it maybe. I tell you what though, he drills it like he does and it flies into the roof of the net. We're all applauding him, aren't we? So it's just one of those things. He should have scored, he didn't. But again, we're creating chances and we think, it's coming. We're going to get it. We're going to get it. I mean, actually, from this point, as we just look as well, it's not just we've had a shot from the edge of the box and Patterson was in there. We've got 2 other Everton players alongside him there. I'm not saying he would have passed, by the way, because that would have been the wrong thing to do. But the fact that we've got lots of people in the box trying to get this goal is, again, a positive thing. And I think, like Jamie's saying, he's not too happy from yesterday. And obviously, we're all not happy about yesterday. There are positives to pull from it. And sometimes it's hard to do that, but we are a positive channel. We will kind of pick out the good things that have come from the game, as well as analysing the bad.
The thing is, I generally do think, like, I was fuming like Jamie after the game because I think you get that many chances, you should win a game. I really do. But then when you this is the good thing about this channel. We analyse the game, you break it down. When you broke it down, we've got in some fantastic positions here. We are doing everything right from the back midfield to the top. And yes, a striker, probably we would have a goal here. Lukaku probably would have scored 2 in this game. The chances we're creating. But under Lampard, we couldn't even get a corner, never mind a shot on goal. This is a lot better. Dyche has found a style of play that's getting the ball up the pitch. It's getting it into really dangerous areas. Fulham did well last season. They beat us 3-1 the last time we played them. We definitely stepped it up this game. We played well. The performance was well. I know it's frustrating when Dyche says in the interview, if you keep doing that, you will score. But it's true. You could have had Fulham dominate us all game, us not even have no shots on target, and us think, how do we get up the pitch? How do we create chances? But we've bypassed that. We've actually created loads of chances. And I mean, these chances that we've created, Paul, we're doing really well. You just got to put it in the back of the net. Just got to put it in the back of the net. And I generally feel like Patterson with that. I moaned about it just a minute ago, but at the end of the day, it's hit the cross. It's hit the crossbar, isn't it? It's harder to hit the crossbar than score there. It's just unlucky. It's just Everton. That could go in so easy. It could hit the bottom of the crossbar and go in. He's lifted it because he wants to get it over the keeper. And it's just not far away from going in. And I just generally think, at least you can say, Patterson should have scored and get Mardy about it. Or you can say that Patterson reacted to a Iwobi's shot. Good reaction, got on the end of it, struck the ball, it hit the crossbar. Everything is nearly there. It just needs to go under that bar. It's not far away. We've done everything right, other than probably 3 centimetres puts that in the back of the goal. 3 centimetres. We've done everything right, but that 3 centimetres stops us from scoring there. That's the difference. So we can't grill him too much on that, can we? Good chance. We've got to start scoring them. Can't keep missing them. But I'm just trying to be positive about it as well. So that
our right back got into the area. Do you know what I mean? Our right back is actually on the edge of the 6-yard box. How good's that? You know, we're obviously pushing forward and players want to be getting in there to score, and we were, but we just weren't putting in the back of the net.
Do you know where you just said our right backs got forward? That was probably the problem, because when we move it on now, we've probably got 2 forward, because when we go to this goal now, our right backs got forward. No, the problem is down that hand side.
I tell you. Well, yeah,
I haven't got the best picture.
It's down the right hand side, but for
but it's James Garner more than Patterson, I think. Here we go. 73 minutes. Here we go.
Yeah.
We're coming towards the end now, by the way, people. Fulham. This is the first shot on target Fulham had. So I've just showed you all those chances that we could have scored. And this is the first shot on target that they could have had. That they had, sorry.
Yeah.
I can't show the video, Paul. Yeah, I can't show the video to get... When I looked at the stuff, when you give your thing here, Paul, I couldn't get all the pictures on the screen to show all the out of positions that people was and all the things that went wrong. But normally you've got the TV and you talk it through on the TV, don't you? But tell us, go on and go for it.
Yeah. Well, when they've got, there's a few position things wrong, and I won't blame Patterson. It's easy to pick on Patterson because it's in the right back position, but about 10 seconds before the goal even goes in, we've got Keane, who's pushed high up on the left hand side. You can see there him leaning back. Oh God, here we go again. He's out of position. They've passed it around him. He then hasn't recovered. We've got the likes of Onana not involved in defensive work, which is a frustration. And because the ball has come down our left-hand side and Fulham have still got it, people have moved over. So Tarkowski's moved over to try and close one down. Patterson's then moved over to try and close the guy down on the near post. And in the maybe 20 seconds, 10 to 15 to 20 seconds before the actual goal, James Garner is as high up as Onana is at the top of your picture. It's got to be a shout from Patterson. It's got to be a recognition from Garner that this is going to happen, and you can see it happening. You've got to anticipate what is going to happen. And James Garner, even though he's been up in a previous attack 30 seconds beforehand, by that time should be coming round and be in the vicinity with Patterson. So Patterson can move over knowing that Garner can at least come in and give the lad who scored something to think about. It's incredibly frustrating because it's almost like a couple of plays there when we're starting to having to defend. I was kind of thinking, we're on top here, we're doing so well. It's okay, we'll win the ball back and then I'll be forward for an attack. Again, it's come back to bite us on the arse.
I was speaking about this last night on a space.
I don't know how much of that you heard, by the way.
Yeah, I did it. I'm getting a bit most of it. Don't worry, I'll tell you if I can't hear, so you know where you're at. It's like a dominoes effect. I said this on a space the other night. It's like a dominoes effect, and the thing is, when you see a player gets pulled out of position or something goes wrong and a player comes to cover him, then it has to be dominoes. Every player has to come and cover the other player. Now, when the centre-back gets pulled over and misses the block, then Patterson runs over to cover the centre-back. So then Patterson's out of position. Then, like you've just said, James Garner has to realise that he's got to cover him. So that's what happens. If your right back goes to cover your centre back, your right back's then out of position. And because it's coming all the way across us, It's literally every player that covers has to cover. Otherwise, you're going to pay for it. Now, James Garner, like you say, he's got to anticipate. If he, this is what frustrates me about Everton, and we've seen it last season. When Fulham are having this chance, you've got to think in your head. Every player has to have that urgency to think they are going to score if I don't do something major to stop them scoring. You've got to literally do everything you can in those split seconds to stop them. You've got to be as switched on as you can. The best defenders in the world are switched on at big moments like this. And you can saving a goal is more important than scoring a goal. Like stopping a goal, sorry, is more important than scoring a goal. And the moment they're coming over, and the moment, because James Garner should be looking, he's standing there. The moment that he sees Patterson get pulled out of position, alarm bells, right, they're going to score if I don't get in that position.
Even before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even before that, if you've it's standard stuff as well. If you're looking at it defensively, if you're the defense and you're being attacked on your left-hand side, that means that your left back is engaged with the ball, which means then naturally everyone's going to shift over. Your centre back on the left-hand side is going to pull in sort of behind the left back. Right centre back moves over again towards the left centre back. Right back moves over again. So it's almost you all move over. But then if you're defending because the ball's on your left-hand side, the right midfielder then comes in to fill in that right back role. So because the left back is pushed forward and having to defend, he can't do the watching from his position job, if you like. So the whole defence ends up moving across. And then there's always a gap on one side. Same as if you were being attacked from the right-hand side, your right back would be engaged with the ball, which means that everyone in your defence moves over, and then your left midfield drops in as a left back. So you've always got your back four. If that's what you're playing, you've always got your back four because one of them's engaged, and then the rest move over, and neither left or right midfielder drop into that full-back position. And that's how you can keep your back four, and that's what we didn't do. We didn't react quick enough. And our right back didn't come in when we shifted over at least 10 seconds before the goal is one thing that we didn't pick up on and we didn't do quick enough.
It's just so frustrating. It feels like we gave them this goal for me because I felt like they didn't have to earn that goal because every bad defensive movement we made forced them into that goal. They're like, sliding in to block it, force their player into cross, cutting it across, and then another cut over, force them into a play of free. So every bad piece of Everton defended then gave them that goal. So yeah, that was their goal. I felt like we gave it. Of course we would when we have loads of chances with miles the better team. This is their first shot on target, but we kind of leave them an open goal. He's just come on. Good subs by them. Mitrovic come on and this lad come on. I was more scared when he come on, by the way, than William because I generally feel like he's a threat against us and he's got that confidence. It's like when we used to play Bournemouth. He's a player that we really do struggle with. And when he come on, I think he likes playing against Everton. But that's just stupid. You don't play well for 70 minutes and give them a goal so easy. You don't do that. You've earned a good 70 minutes and it's just stupid, that is. And it just frustrated me that did. So we'll move from that. That is 73 minutes. There's two more chances now from Everton. We're coming to an end now. Here we go. I'll chuck it on the screen now. 85 minutes. This winds me up, I thought he had a good game, bits and bobs, but I tell you something, he did a couple of skins, Iwobi did, and he's better than what I normally give him credit for. So I actually do think he had a good game, Iwobi, by the way. I will say it when he does. He had a good game. You've got to score that. You've got to score that for me. What do you think of the comments, people, on this Iwobi chance? I think this is something that no one talks about either. They all go on about Mopé, but I generally think if you're in that position, you've got to score. He kind of guides it so soft into the keeper's hands. I'd be scoring in that position, I would. You've got to score that. I'd run it into I'd literally make the keeper that scared. I'd do everything to get it in the back of the goal to get
I think any time that you're in the 6-yard box and you've got the ball within your best foot at least, or your weakest foot. As soon as you sit in the 6-yard box, you should be having a good old swing at the ball to get it on target, and you should be scoring. If again, it's frustrating for us because we can't do anything about it. It's going to be frustrating for them because they know that they should have done better.
When I see some of these shots by the attackers that we've gone through, the thing that frustrates me the most is it doesn't feel like they've got the hunger that they're going to put it in the back of the net. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't feel like they've got that shark in water vibes that I'm going to score no matter what. If that was Coleman, that keeper would be shitting himself because he knows that Coleman would be trying. He'd run that into the back of the net. He'd clatter the key, do anything, run for a brick wall to score. And I just feel like it was just so lapsidaisical. Do you know what I mean? It was just so soft. He put it into the keeper's hands.
It's tentative.
Yeah.
It's like the Decore chance in the first half. I don't want to make a mistake, so I'll make sure I'm set by having an extra 2 or 3 touches. And then suddenly you can't finish because you had the 2 or 3 extra touches. It's a case of touch and bang, or just hitting it first time. And that just comes from confidence. It comes from confidence. And we see him do it in training. They do it in training, and we see it, and they think, "Oh, right, as soon as it comes on to Saturday, then we're going to be all right." But they don't do the same things on the pitch as they do in training, because in training they're confident because they're playing with their mates, aren't they? Well, when it's in front of 40,000 and you got a defender who's going to do everything they can to stop you, and you don't want to make a mistake, then they're being tentative. They're taking an extra touch, and then suddenly the chance is gone.
I think as a player, because we both played, I think they've got too much stuff going through the head. When you've got a shot, you can tell, you can see it on some of these players. They're thinking in the head like, I'm going to score. This is going to be the moment. What shall I do? Shall I side foot it? Shall I smash it? All those thoughts go through your body to slow your body down. And then you end up with that many thoughts that you end up not doing any of them and end up doing a weak shot. And this is the problem with a lot of Everton attacking players that we've seen on these chances. Instead of just saying, a proper attacking player, bang, that's it, goal. Bang, give me a chance, I'm going to score, bang. Literally, that's what a proper attacker does. Don't even think about it, Paul. You just know. You scored that many goals, you just smash it in the back of the net. It's like a motor skill. You do it without even thinking about it. And you just literally that's what attacking players should do. But our attacking players don't do that. I think if that's Dan Juma, he probably smashes it in. You can't say, obviously, you don't know, do you? Because he had a chance that I ain't put up, which they said was offside, so I didn't put it up. But I don't even think that was offside, by the way, the Dan Juma chance. But we just ain't got that confidence at the top of the pitch now. Too scared to put the foot through the ball. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And when I play football, I'll smash that into the back of the net. And the thing is, if you do smash it, it's so much harder for the keeper. The way Iwobi hit that, the keeper could catch it. You should be hitting that hard that the keeper, the only way he'd save it is by luck. It comes off him and deflects away from there. In that position, you should score.
And Emma's right. Iwobi doesn't score nearly enough. I mean, there's too many players who are continually being picked ahead of other people who've got. If you just looked at stats, if you just looked at the return of what they contribute in each game, then against lads who maybe haven't had the chance yet, you wouldn't always stick with them. I just think there's a decent argument to start 1 or 2 people who have not played enough games to see whether they can actually give a better return than the people already in the team. And people like Mopey and Iwobi are 2 of those players. I'm not saying they don't try. I'm not saying Iwobi is bad at making assists, because he was our best one at assists last season. However, I just think that there's other people who can provide more. And that's where it's a little bit frustrating. And I hope we learn a little bit from this game in the next set of games, in the fact that we are able to be clinical. They can do it.
That's what their comment says there.
Just got to do it in the actual game.
That's what the comments are saying there. Basically, Emma Davis has just said that's a whole problem. Not one natural goal
She's
scorer.
dead
I think
right.
McNeil was the main one, and Ian Hope's just said as well.
Yeah, go on, sorry.
He's just said they all lack confidence in front of goal. It'll come. I just hope that it comes quick though, because I don't want. It's not just on Mope either. At the end of the day, your midfielders should be scoring as well. We watched a lot of games gone by now, and it's not always been the strikers that have scored. You see the wingers that scored. Diaz, I don't think he played up front. He scored for Liverpool just a bit ago. We've just seen Jackson didn't score, but other players scored for Chelsea. It's not always the strikers that score, and I think your midfielders have got to chip in. The goals can come from the midfielders.
Yeah. Well, McNeil was our top goal scorer last season. So, what does that tell you?
Should be scoring though. Midfielders should be
scoring.
Should be,
but they shouldn't be the top goal scorers.
No, you should be having a striker that's getting 15, 20 goals, and they should be nowhere near, because at the end of the day, the striker does get to just stay in the box and stay around where all the danger is. So he should be always the person that scores the most. On to the next chance. There is one more chance. I mean, that's 85 minutes. You think, right? Iwobi's had that chance. You're not going to get another chance. There's one more chance here. Drop it on the screen. You know which one this is?
Yeah, well, we spoke about it. Well, we spoke about it quite a few times, but we do recognise one of our tactics of getting the ball to the far post. Tarkowski is always the man who's there, and often he heads it back across. But this time he went for goal, and he was bloody close as well.
Am I Mardy though? Am I Mardy that I got pissed off with it, that he smiled when he missed? Don't smile when you miss. Get angry.
I know.
He smiled. He's just literally smiling like it. This is a massive game for us. We played miles better. At least get a draw.
Smile after this? Did he smile after this?
Watch the highlights. He's got the biggest smile on his face when he misses, because he's smiling at himself that he's missed. I'd be shitting myself thinking, bloody hell. This is for
Tarkowski. To be fair, he might not be.
Watch the highlights. He's definitely.
He might not be smiling.
I love Tarkowski. I love him. Well, unless he's having a daydream about freaking a bit of action they got the other night or something like that. But generally, I tell you something, he's smiling. He's bloody smiling. I love Tarkowski, steam train. I didn't think he played that well in defence this time because the centre-backs got drawn over. Sometimes when you play with Michael Keane, butter spreads, you know what I mean? And it spreaded onto him and he ended up a bit of a slippy performance. But at the end of the day, I generally do think... But wish Branthwaite played, by the way. I do think that goal, I didn't say it when we talked about the goal, but I think if Branthwaite was playing, Tarkowski and Keane, Keane can rub off on players. I love Tarkowski, but I generally think that header for Tarkowski is bread and butter. He's got all the time in the world. He can put it exactly where he wants it. He goes across goal. He normally scores those chances, doesn't he? It's a cracking chance, and I think it could have been a late goal, like a Mina goal, where we got a draw, which would have been happy with then. I would have been a lot happier with a draw, because I would have said, fair enough, we played miles better. Yeah. They got a fluky goal, but we still got a draw out of it at home, so don't worry about it. But the fact we lost, I think, made everyone feel a bit more pissed off. Beat.
Yeah, well, Emma's spot on again here, I reckon. If we had started Dobbin and Branthwaite, then people would have been a bit more understanding. They might have recognised what we were trying to do, but because these lads have been put, like Mope and Keane have been put again to, just a lot of pressure. I just think they just need a time out of the team to then come back in at a later date, refreshed and hopefully with a bit more confidence.
Well, I think just as fans, I think if it's just a weapon, I think Sean Dyche needs to see that as well. Let's get rid of that now. That's the game finished, people. We'll have a little talk now and we'll finish. Thanks for staying with us. I know the reviews can take a while going through everything, but we like to go through things properly because that's what we do. We do it professionally and we break things down and we want to see what you think on different things. But that's all done now. That's the game done. We had a lot more chances than them. It took them 70 minutes to have a shot on target. We had loads of wicked chances there. We performed well. The performance was good. We just didn't put it in the back of the net, which is frustrating. I get it. But I generally do think if we keep playing... If you was Fulham and you was Everton, I'd rather be Everton that game because I thought Fulham was so bad. And I think they'd think if they keep performing like that, they're going to get battered. I know they picked up the points, but I generally do feel like Fulham, no shot on target for 70 minutes, and we've had 4 or 5 shots on target in that time, and we penned them back the whole game. We was a lot better. We was a lot better team. The result is what matters. I get it. But I generally do think if we do the simple thing, or we've got a striker that can put the ball in the back of the net, we win that game 3 or 4, like we talked about in the pre-match. We really do. The performance was there, just not the clinical edge.
It's 3 or 4-0, 3 or 4-0 at half time. It'd be that at half time, wouldn't it? Do you know what I mean? And then the second one would be a non-event. We just would have done the hard work, and that's the same stories we've had for the last 2 years. You know, good first hour, good first half, didn't get the goal, bites us on the arse in the second half. And it was a good performance, but not a result. So next time we want the performance and the result, you know.
I get what James is saying. The 3 points is all that matters. And I know that. Trust me, I've said that after that Bournemouth game, how important 3 points is. I said that on the pre-match. But at the end of the day, if you're a coach now and you've got to go and analyse that Fulham game and put that right, you've got a lot more work to do with Fulham than what you have with Everton. Everton, you'd literally, Dyche should say, go and do the same, but put the ball in the back of the net. And that is true. That is what Dyche would say. Exactly the same. You've had 8 shots on target. Exactly the same. But those chances, put it in the back of the net. Fulham would look at that game and say, right, we've had no shots in 70 minutes. We've got to find ways of having shots on goal. We've had no shots on goal in 70 minutes. We've got to find ways of having shots on goal. We've got to do this. We've got to do that. I feel like Fulham have a lot more work to do than what we have. I just think we've got to just put the ball in the back of the net. But that's something we've struggled with, so it's not an easy job. I do get that.
I think you'll see a similar setup when we play Villa next. Whether we create as many chances as that, I don't know. But it'd be interesting to see who gets in the first 11. Particularly, will Danjuma start? Will DCL be back? You know, it might be it's going to have to be a good performance in the next one. But if we create as many chances as that, and we have someone with a bit more confidence, a bit more natural goal scorer, like Emma mentioned, then we've got a good chance of getting straight back on it with a 3 points or a draw away, and then 3 points at home the next game.
Compensate. We all said we didn't think we'd beat Villa because we thought they'd be amazing this season. They still might be amazing, by the way, but I just watched their defence last game. Mings is injured as well. I feel they're very gettable. And let's just compensate because we all said Villa would beat us. So because we didn't beat Fulham and we thought we would, let's go and beat Villa. And then we're back level.
Well, that's Everton all over, isn't it? Do you know, usually in the December, isn't it? That we end up, in the November, we end up getting 3 games together against newly promoted sides, or you think, oh yeah, they're 3 games that we should 9 points from there. That's fine. We end up losing 2 and drawing 1. And then in the December, when we play Chelsea, Liverpool, City, United, Arsenal, play all of them, you know, that's 4 out of 5 or 6 games. We end up beating a couple of them, and it's just, that's Everton all over, isn't it?
The unpredictables.
Everton all over.
We are the unpredictables. There's never a game when you think it's easy, we should win this, because it's the easy games that you always think Everton will struggle with, because we have to take our game to them, and we generally don't know how to do that. It's counter-attack against the good teams, which we normally play well. Yeah. We are Aston Villa next. We'll put it right. Jamie, cheer up. What's the song? Cheer up, Sleepy G. Oh, what can it be? Jamie, don't worry, mate. It's frustrating. I'm pissed off as well, but I'm a little bit calmer because at the end of the day, we played well. And yes, you'd rather have the 3 points, but we've got 37 games left. And if we lose our heads, you just end up getting worse and down. And we generally need to just crack on. There's work to be done. There's work to be done.
Hey, you know what, though? I'm glad we're back. Are you glad we're back?
Well, I generally said to you on the channel, I said, Paul, let's have a nice, relaxed season. And here we are cheering Jamie up with his poop emojis in the comments already. Yeah. Having to cheer him up. What's Ian Hope say? He probably says something a bit more positive than Jamie. Players got the chances to score. That's an improvement. Just be positive. It's Positive will move you forward. Negative will move you backwards. And that's the thing. If we start getting onto the players will get worse. If we get behind the players and say and believe in them, they will believe in themselves and they will eventually become good. We've seen last season they smashed Brighton. They just need confidence. Now, at the end of the day, if they do get that confidence, we can go on a run. We can go on a run. You don't know what can happen. Just one win, like you say, against Aston Villa, really good team, could spark you up for the next games. You go and win the next game, the next game. You've won 3 in a row. You're not even thinking about this game that James poop emoji in. You're not even thinking about this game then. You're thinking you've won 3. And then you're all right. Dyche will have us better. Yeah, Dyche has got a good way record as well, Auntie. There you go, Emma Davis. See, there's positive people in the house. Yeah. There is positive people in the house. Jamie will be as well. He just needs us.
Against Villa, we'll be the Fulham. Villa will play really good, create all the chances, and it'll be our turn to just win 1-0 with this scrappy goal.
Well, we'll give our pre-match, but I generally do think that Mopé thing, which was disgusting, call them out, disgusting. Never ever do that. That's why I say fan base, don't take it over the top. Seriously, it's disgusting.
There's a level.
There's a level. But I generally do think the players all coming together and seeing Mopé get that. I think the next game, because they think the Everton fans are pissed off, they probably think it's the Everton fans how we feel, which we are. We're pissed off about the result. We're not going to insult your family, by the way. But generally, because they think we're pissed off, I think we'll see a reaction. I really do. And I think Dyche will show them these chances that we've just gone. We're only a Toffee Bluecast channel, which is a good channel, by the way. Like and subscribe. But we're only a Toffee Bluecast. We're only a Toffee Bluecast channel, but they do proper tactical analysis. They'll be showing those players those chances over and over again. They'll see that. They'll want to put it right. These players don't want to be shit. They're just low on confidence. Let's just stick behind them. I don't think Onana did play poop. I don't think he could have done. I don't think he got involved as much as he should have. But if you actually look at his stats, he generally, all of his passes was perfect and there wasn't really that much wrong.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure everyone will be doing shooting practice most of the week. You know, maybe a little bit of defensive work, shifting over from left to right and vice versa.
Yeah, I think that as well. Well, work continues. We'll do the pre-match. When's the next game? What day does it fall on? We're coming to an end now.
It's are we a Sunday? Are we a week today?
Sunday. So we'll
Someone
do
tell us in the comments. I can't remember which. My phone's died. So
if
it's Villa next, isn't it?
Let's just have a look now before we end. Paul, you'll normally always know on the top of your head here.
I know.
We should all know. In the comments, there's no one said.
I think it's Sunday away at Villa.
Just looking now on.
Apologies
we've got to push him. We've got to push him back up.
I'm not confident without my phone.
No, we're playing Tuesday. Tuesday.
Is it this Tuesday?
Yeah, we're playing Tuesday.
Oh God. Okay.
Tuesday at 1:00. The 20th of the 8th, 2:00. Aston Villa.
So a week today.
We'll do this. We'll smash them. I tell you. Let's just get to business. Let's just do it. Got to keep getting behind it. Stay with these players. And I've said it before, and I got frustrated, and I calmed down after because I thought you're going over the top, Daniel, son. At the end of the day, we've said it. We all said some of these players are young. That's our new philosophy. Get young players. By the way, Harrison, if he comes, he'll be young. Who's the other lad? Nonto will be young. Onana's young. Garner's young. Can't jump on these players, by the way. You can't jump on them. These are the players we've got. They're not going to go away. And we've got to, as fans, we've got to make sure we stay behind them so they're the best they can be. Because I tell you something, we'll go down if we don't. We'll go down if we don't. Stay behind the players. Stay positive. Believe that they'll get better. They're all coming together. They said that the game wasn't what they wanted. They'll try to be better. So let's stay behind them. Generally, let's stay behind these players. Love this chat. I like comments like that. Like and subscribe. I want at least 10 million likes on this video. What do you think, Paul?
I think that's aiming low.
If you got 10 million likes on this video, me and Paul will do a challenge that you say. on the channel. We'll both do a challenge, like blow a balloon up and both have to pop it blowing up. We'll do something hardcore like that if we get 10 million likes.
Hardcore. Yeah. I've seen you paint your face blue. That's hardcore.
That's not that hard though, is it? That's just dopey. But challenges are not as good.
It is doing it with the paint you did it with.
Oh yeah, to be fair, getting bleach to get it off my face that you told me to ain't that good. I don't want to get the unicorn out. I don't want to get the face paint out. Let's stay positive. I'll do it if I have to at the end of the season. But generally, we'll be okay. We'll be decent. Sunday, 2 p.m. So we'll be here Saturday. Paul, have a boss night with the friends that have come over. Tell them I set up the fucking toffers, even though they don't support Everton. Well, and and see you later, everyone. I hope we've kept you nice and positive. Italian. Italian stallion. You can't win, Rocky. You can't win. That's Jamie. You can't win. And then we're going to smash Aston Villa. And I'm like, yes, Jamie, we can win.